in 1896 in Adwa, we call it Battle of Adwa. We defeated Italian troops. I say we, our forefathers defeated Italian troops. The second is in 1935. Also, we repeated that victory.
That's serious.
That is, it doesn't have any secret. The secret behind this is, I will just mention 2-3 things. One is the Italian war it is unjust war. They came to grab our land, to take our sovereignty, to take our freedom. One is that. The second is the Ethiopian courage not to give their land to anybody. The Ethiopian, our forefathers, they didn't allow to host other countries' flag by force on Ethiopian land. Before that also, there is different war between Madhists, between Egypt and different countries. At that time also Ethiopia is finalized by victory. We have this experience. Ethiopia is never colonized, never be...
Then how come the day you are celebrating?
Now we celebrate this day. Every day we have celebrate yearly this victory of Adwa. But this victory is not only Ethiopian victory. It is a black movement victory, not only Africa, black movement victory. Because it is a first time the civilized group is beaten by uncivilized people and uncivilized weapon. This should be a celebration of black people. Yeah. But we celebrate alone yearly. The other thing is we celebrate at AU this year. AU is this 15th is Jubilee. The celebration is high. We are so happy because we came together. We for 50 years.
Of AU.
Of AU. And now this year also, this AU celebration also, it is a part of our victory.
Well, maybe what I'll do next week, I'll be bringing some guests to look at AU at 50. What had been the impact so far? But today we are just, limiting it to the seat of African Union, that is Ethiopia, where we all celebrate. Now let us take a look at the policies of your government in the Millennium Development Goals. Yeah, how are they like? How are your policies like towards achieving those Millennium Development Goals?
Since this government comes to power, since 1991, our national development plans are aims to achieve Millennium Development Goal and sustainable economic growth. Also, this year, as I told you, the 5-year growth and transformational plan aims to sustain our economic growth and to achieve Millennium Development Goals. On this area, really, still, except Goals 3 and 7, the others we are on the track. We reached that target.
That's great.
Yeah, we reached that target, but the other targets 3 and 7, we are on process. We hope in 2015 we can achieve that target.
Your Excellency, if you were not to be an ambassador, I want you to be objective now. How will you rate the performance of the president?
President of Ethiopia?
Yes.
Prime Minister.
Okay, is it Prime Minister?
You said about Mallas or about Haile Mariam? The late governor. Our performance of our leaders Prime Minister, the late Prime Minister Mallas, and also His Excellency Haile Mariam Desalegn, is based on the policy. Our policy is a clear policy. It is a development policy. We have different policies. In each sector, we have education development policy, health development policy, agricultural sectoral development policy. We have sectoral development policies, and as a whole, also one country policies. These policies is a clear policy. Every person, the late Prime Minister is from the ruling party. Also, Haile Mariam is His Excellency Haile Mariam Desalegn is before he is a deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia. He knows the policy. He knows how to achieve our development goal, and now it is good. Really, we are on the track. Also, after the pass of our late Prime Minister Mallas Zenawi, we made a smooth transition. This is first in Ethiopian history. Peaceful transformation, peaceful transition of government, this peaceful transition of leadership. This is for our in our history. It is the first time, really.
Ooh. So how was the joy like in the nation, experiencing that for the first time in the history of the country?
You see, Ethiopian peoples, they know. Even when late Prime Minister passed, nobody can fear inside him when we see the majority citizen. But there are some groups. Ethiopia will come, this will do that, there is no safe. Now, there are some hopes. It doesn't exercise that. We passed peacefully. And Ethiopian peoples also, the major role players in this peaceful transition.
Now, if someone asks you, Your Excellency Gifti, Abasiya, what kind of nation do you intend to see in Ethiopia? What kind of country do you really want to see in Ethiopia? If I can still throw that to you.
Okay. As a government body also, in Ghana I represent my government. My vision is my government's vision to see Ethiopia, peaceful Ethiopia, where a good governance is exercised based on the will of the people, and to see a middle income country in the world in 2020, prosperous, peaceful, and regaining back the name we have before centuries.
How soon is that going to happen? Well, will that be as a result of some other investors coming, or the plan of the government to really build a very strong nation? I also heard that Ethiopia has really cut down the foreign loans, that your government doesn't take foreign loans as before.
We can take. We didn't cut down because we need foreign loan and foreign aid for our development.
Okay.
To construct road, to construct infrastructure. But one thing is, at this time, maybe you heard that, we are constructing the big Renaissance Dam on the Blue Nile, which can produce, which will be produce 6,000 megawatts electricity. This can financed by Ethiopian government, Ethiopian people.
I see.
If you heard that, that is one thing. The other is we will take a loan. Also, every foreign governments, Western governments, they are beside Ethiopia. They didn't cut anything they are giving us. Now we got for our railroad from India, from China, and from Europe, from Britain. We get different loans and aids from our development partners.
So Ethiopia is now open for
Ethiopia is open for foreign investors. You can see Diago is in Ethiopia, Heineken is in Ethiopia. This is because Ethiopia is open for foreign direct investment. But still, there is some private sectors which is owned by government.
Okay.
That have its reason. At this time, we are not in position to private all things. For example, telecommunication is under government. From that, we can get a lot of gain. If we give tele for the private, our community will not get. Every community will not didn't get access because that company can do for the profit. Without profit, they cannot went at the grassroots level as a village level. Because of this, still the government is on some sectors, but in the process we are taking out ourselves from that area.
Yeah, as we look forward to your day, as you celebrate the day, so what is the plan? Do you have any program plan?
In our plan, they just we to remember the day that brought us democracy and good governance, and that throw away the dictatorship and the butcher government.
The gorilla government.
The gorilla, the butcher government. Then this can also not to remember the past. Also, it can give us opportunity to look forward for our growth and development.
That's interesting. What is your message to African leaders? The AU, as they are marking their 50th anniversary. What message would you want to pass to them?
The message I want to pass for our leaders, African...
In which you are one.
Huh?
In which you are one of them.
Yes. Okay. To support each other, to utilize our resources in effective way, for the betterment of our people. And other time, strengthening our regional development organizations like ECOWAS, IGAD, and also to strengthen our AU. Because Africans should work for Africans. I call to stand together in all areas. We started, we are together, we should strengthen our togetherness.
Africans should work for Africa so that Africa will become great for all of us to live. Then how about to your fellow Ethiopian?
For my fellow Ethiopians, I call them to be back to their country and help their people who teach them and invest in their country. This is my message.
Maybe I should also allow you to use the opportunity to call on those who might be interested in investing in Ethiopia. Maybe they will listen to you and then say, oh, this is the government talking then. If government is talking, then
really, still we don't have a strong relationship, particularly between Africa's good trade relationship. We started the process. We should strengthen our trade relationship. Ethiopia is a good place to invest. The price of energy cost is low. There is incentives. Also, for one who brings 30% of the investment, Ethiopian Development Bank can give without collateral 70%. Yeah. Now I will invite to come and invest in Ethiopia to benefit from Ethiopia.
Well, Ethiopia is a good place. You can hear from the ambassador of Ethiopia in Ghana. One good thing, this is, one of my humorous questions. Ethiopians are, when you look at their men, they look very handsome. The ladies are beautiful. What is the secret? Why are Ethiopians good looking?
Every Africans are good looking. Really. When you go to Nigeria, Ghana, and everywhere, there are a good looking face, a good looking postures. Now every Africans they have a good looking. Now I don't know Ethiopia's, but maybe I want to talk about them things. There is one legend. You see, there is one bad history.
Okay.
We Ethiopians, we are Africans. But some people, some my colleagues, when I didn't hear that one before. When I was in Ghana, I came in Ghana, some people, when we come to just tie together, they asked me that, really, are you Africans? This is a miracle. Yes, we are Africans. But there is one legend. The history of Ethiopia before. History of Ethiopia is not a history of Ethiopia. It is a history of the governors, the history of emperor. You see, they said that Ethiopia's, there is a legend, Ethiopia's from the David. You see, that is legend. We are Africans, original Africans.
Wow, Ethiopians are original Africans. No wonder you has it.
Maybe if you want to ask me that, yeah. Not our beautiness.
Yes. I want to